From July, I got into my job with the Mumbai traffic and everything. It became a 9 to 9 job by the time I could reach home. Managing a full-time job and my CAT preparation was definitely the toughest part of the entire preparation journey. So after 88, 89, 88, then I managed to get into the 95, 96 club. In the IMS mocks, started from 94 for me and eventually got into the 98 club. So I think if you are scoring a 98 plus consistently, you can definitely achieve 99.5 percentile plus in your CAT. By the time the interviews were ended, I already had a convert from SPJIMR. I had to choose between PGP at IIM Kozhikode and PGDM in finance in SPJIMR. The first reason of opting for Hi everybody, I'm Srishti Yadav. I've converted IIM Kozhikode and I got a percentile of 99.69 in CAT 2022. So I had calls from IIM Bangalore, Calcutta, Lucknow, Indore, Kozhikode, FMS, SPJIMR and IIM CAP as well. So I completed my engineering from VJTI in 2022 as an electronics engineer, and since a year I've been working at JP Chase as a software engineer. I was interning as a technology consultant at PwC after my third year of engineering. Over there, I interacted with my seniors who had a degree in management, and I kind of liked the work that they were doing more than what I was doing and more than what I was expected to do if I get a PPO. That was like the first part of it. But then slowly I just forgot about it, I think. And then when I joined back at JP Chase, over there, we were sending our reports and our work to a group of analysts who again had a management degree. And the kind of work that they were doing, guiding all the traders and the front-end desks and everybody, that really excited me. I started back in January. I got myself enrolled at Time Coaching Center, but then the classes didn't eventually work out for me. By the time it was June, I took up IMS mocks as well. From July, I got into my job with the Mumbai traffic and everything. It became a 9 to 9 job by the time I could reach home. Managing a full-time job and my CAT preparation was definitely the toughest part of the entire preparation journey. I never missed a mock, be it IMS or be it Time. So I think that's very important, to schedule things and manage things accordingly. You should know your priorities well. Time has AIM CATs and IMS has SIM CATs. So in my AIM CATs, it started off in I think March or April. They start their mocks during that time, and I started off with an 88 percentile. I never focused on the percentile. All I focused was on increasing my score, and this is what I really advise all the future aspirants as well, that focus on your score and try to improve that. Set your realistic targets, target 10 marks above what you would have got earlier, and that's how you proceed. So after 88, 89, 88, then I managed to get into the 95, 96 club. In the IMS mocks, started from 94 for me and eventually got into the 98 club. So I think if you are scoring a 98 plus consistently, you can definitely achieve 99.5 percentile plus in your CAT. So in the VARC section, my strategy was just to go through the RCs. I used to read 1 or 2 lines of all the RCs that were there, and then pick out the one which was, the most suited to me and which I could understand more. But over time, what I realized was my VA was not really up to the point. And if I devoted all my time to the RCs, it fetched me a higher score. And that's the strategy I followed even in CAT. I used to read all the RCs. Then I used to pick up, okay, which one I can do faster, do that, complete that up, and do the next RCs. But yeah, definitely, if you have easy questions on VA part, don't just skip it outright. Go through the entire paper once and then decide what you need to do. For DILR, apart from all the coaching booklets and everything that you get, Arun Sharma's book, I really solved it end to end. That was like the best thing I did for my DILR section. But again, I was not able to fetch a good score in my mocks in DILR. But I used to make a note of all the strategies that they used to provide after the solutions were out. So, how do they approach a particular set? And that really helped me. I think you should definitely take notes of how to approach a particular set. The perfect solution to tackle the entire section is practice. There is no substitute. You need to practice a lot. I think for quants and verbal, even if you practice a little less and you know your formulas and everything is in place, you'll get a decent score. Not a very high score, but a decent one. But for DILR, you need to practice even to get a decent score. For quants, it went a little easier for me. There was one technique that I followed, was the rounds technique. So in the first round, I used to solve all the questions like then and there, which I knew that it will take around 50 to 90 seconds approximately to solve them up. Or it's a formula based, if it's a formula based question, I'll do it then and there. For the round 2, I used to do the questions which would take a little more than 2 minutes or nearly 2 to 3 minutes, but I knew that I can get the answer out of it. And for the round 3, I used to leave all the questions which I was not really sure if I could be able to solve it or not. I think that kind of an decision making is really important at that point of time because you have around 40 minutes. So I had mentioned on my form that I'm from Bhabha Atomic Research Center. I did my schooling there as well. They were asking me, okay, we know your father. I think they didn't really know, but they were just checking out how will I react to that situation, whether will I get carried away into that conversation and forget that I'm sitting in an interview, and I had to focus on that first. So in the rest of the interview, I mean, definitely not at all from the CV, nothing from the CV I would say. The rest of the conversation was about, okay, you're from a family who has an educational background into science, and you yourself are an engineer. Are you religious? So these were the questions. This was the majority of the conversation. What my perception was about my Kozhikode interview was, it was really pretty chill, and I was happy with all my answers, and even they seemed happy. It was more of a conversation. For my Calcutta interview, what I had heard from seniors and everybody was, to engineers they ask a lot more of statistics and mathematics questions. So I prepared that very well. But then when I entered the room, 3 panelists were there. The first panelist, I mean, the panel kind of assumed that I wanted to do finance after my MBA because I was working at JP and then the questions started on options, derivatives and everything. So I was prepared with that. They asked me Black-Scholes equations as well for pricing of options and all. I had prepared that, and that part of the interview went very well. Then current affairs part came up. We had questions on the Adani Hindenburg report. By the time the interviews were ended, I already had a convert from SPJIMR. So I was a bit relaxed. It's a long journey, it's a long wait. I mean, you start off from preparing for CAT, going on to the preparation for GDPI, and then waiting for the results. It becomes a journey of more than a year for me. I had to choose between PGP at IIM Kozhikode and PGDM in finance in SPJIMR. The first reason of opting for IIM Kozhikode over SPJIMR was the course structure. I mean, definitely the course and everything is better at SPJIMR, but I personally wasn't sure of taking up only finance, and I wanted the liberty to switch between subjects. So that was the main idea behind choosing K over SPJIMR. Just stay motivated, and nobody can motivate you until you motivate yourself. Be into the preparation wholly, and there's no substitute to hard work. You really need to work hard. CAT is no joke, and it's a long journey. You start for your CAT and then GDPI is there. So don't burn out just in the CAT preparation, but yeah, be consistent. If you have promised that, and if you have promised to yourself that I'm going to devote 4 hours per day to my CAT preparation, then just do it. Make sure you take out time, and for the working professionals especially, because they have to manage both work and CAT preparation as well. I mean, my idea was, if so many people out there can do it and make it to their dream B schools, then why can't I do it? I mean, that's how you do it. Just take out time before work, after work, and in between work. You need to prioritize things for yourself. That's the main idea. For the GDPR preparation, I would say that just know yourself thoroughly and be truthful to the panel. They want to know whether you know about yourself and your surroundings well or not. That's the entire idea of a personal interview. And it's going to be a long journey. Don't burn out.